What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have even more design ideas for you. You guys have been really enjoying these, so thank you very much for watching. Let's get right to the first one, and this is a very simple one, but I think it's really cute, and this is a heart-shaped pond. So in order to do this, you have to go into your waterscaping permit here, and all you're going to do is make a 5 by 5 body of water. So just think like where you are, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you can put items down, whatever helps you out. Okay, so in order to make this, you're gonna go up here to the top and count off 2. So 1, 2. You guys can pause the video if you need me to go a little bit slower, but yeah, you go to the 2 and you're gonna dig, and then you're gonna dig again. Then you're gonna dig to the left. So you want to get that corner out. You can get this little square out. Next, all you're going to do, it's 4 more steps. You're just going to round this off. Round this corner off. And then, yeah, same over here. So super simple to do. And look at that. I really like the way this looks. So there you go. A heart-shaped one. You can actually do all those steps that I just said, but the opposite side if you want the heart to rotate kind of right. But I think this looks really cool. If you want to even make this look a little bit better, you can even put down a patch of dirt first. So you can put down like a bigger patch than 5 by 5, and then you can just do the heart on top of it. So this looks bad right now, but if you had it all dirt, it would look even better. But there you go. Tip number 1, a heart pond. All right, so design tip number 2 is a double waterfall. I really like the way that this looks, and you can do it one of 2 ways. You can either do it on the side, which is, I'm gonna demonstrate this, and then you can also do the waterfall coming towards you. I'll show you what I mean in a second, but basically you just have to have 2 different layers of land. So of course you wanna start this on your first level, and then you build up a second level, you build up a third level, and then all you do is you build your waterfall with the waterscaping tool. You do need a pillar on each side for support. But let's build up the top. So there you go, that's the top. And I can't build any more because you do need the, one available spot on each side. But then what I'm gonna do, get back to the waterscaping. So as you can see, it makes the double waterfall effect. So the reason why I did this on the side, I've seen this before, it looks really cool, is just imagine a pathway going up with a double waterfall on each side. I think that would be really, really cool. Also, I just made this. This is a fixture on my island. This is the double waterfall coming from the front-facing view. Look how great this looks. I love this. And this is like my little picnic area. But yeah, you can do a double waterfall that way. Just keep in mind, like you can put little flowers on the side. But yeah, you just need to do it on the first level of your island because you need to build up 2 more. You can't build past 3 levels. So it's super simple. You just dig your waterfall, and you can change the dimensions and everything. I just think it looks a bit more grand, and it really stands out. All right, so for these last few tips, these do involve custom design patterns. So basically, you do need a Nintendo Online membership to do this. There are some cheap options if you don't have one already. But basically, you have to go to the Able Sister shop, and you have to use their kiosk. So once you load up the kiosk, it'll ask you whether or not you want to put in a design ID and a creator ID. Don't worry, I'll put the patterns on the screen for you. But notice the bottom left of the patterns is what you're going to want to search under, because some of these have multiple parts to the patterns. So when you do search by creator ID, it'll be in the bottom left of whatever I'll put. You type in the creator ID and you can see all the patterns these creators have made. Again, these aren't my personal patterns, so shout out to these artists, but just to let you know, search by creator ID, it's a lot easier. All right, so with that in mind, the next design tip is actually giving your beach rocks a bit more love. So I'm going to put the pattern on the screen for you guys right now. So again, that bottom left is the creator code. You can search by the creator code because this is a 2-part pattern, and this is moss for rocks. So look at the way this looks. It's such a tiny detail, but I think it really is. I think it looks a whole lot better. Like, look at that. Just a little bit of moss on the rocks, and it goes perfect. It's right near the ocean. Ooh, this will look really nice. I have the anchor here. Yeah. Like, just making your island a bit more natural. So I think that's really cool. Also, you can kind of do it one of two ways. So you can put it on the rocks, which I really love, especially near the ocean and stuff. But you can also do this, where you can also put the moss just on pathways. And I don't know, sometimes it looks good. Some people like it, but kind of makes it look like there's a bit of grass coming through. I don't know what you guys think about this, but definitely near the water, I think it looks really good. So it's just all about the little details, but I think the moss looks really cool. All right, so once again, you're going to go to the kiosk and put in this code, search by creator ID, because this is a 3-part pattern. It is a soil pattern, and I have a really cool idea for this. This is 3 parts, so there's a middle piece and a top and a bottom. So I'm just going to put the bottom down here, and all you're trying to do basically is make soil like rows basically. So here you go. I'll just make a small one for you because this solves some problems. Okay, so right now in my game it is Sunday, and of course you buy the turnips on Sunday. So I think this is a really cute way to store them. I kind of went crazy this week. So you just drop your turnips here. And of course your rows will be bigger. So it looks like you have a little crop of turnips. And then you can always put fencing around it and make it look like a real garden. So I think that that's just a really cool, it fixes a problem. Because, you know, all too many times I've seen this. I've seen people just buy a bunch of turnips and just drop them all over their island. And it's an eyesore, honestly. I mean, I know what you're doing. You're trying to make money. But I think compared to this and this, it just looks a whole lot neater. It looks a bit more natural, and I just think the soil pattern that this artist made was great. So here you go again. Search by creator ID. There's a 3-part pattern to this. I don't know what you guys think about this, but put up a little fencing. Could look really cool. All right, and finally, probably the most requested thing is paths. You guys are always asking me for codes for different paths, so I'm going to give you a couple today. Let's start with some simpler ones. These are 2 codes. I'll put them on the screen now for you. But this creator has a ton of good codes, so check her out. But this is 2 stone patterns. They're really different. Let me show you here on grass. I think it would pop a bit more. All right, so there is more of a darker rock pattern and a light kind of purpley one. And let's go into... Someone told me about this custom design path, and it makes life a lot easier. So just go to these patterns. Here's the pinkish one. I can't really, I mean, you could put it near some of the cherry blossom decorations. I know that that's kind of over with now, but I think that's a really cool one. And then also something similar to that is this darker one. So you guys can play around with this. I know that, you know, you're always asking for some of these path patterns. I think that these are really high quality ones compared to some that I've seen. So those are 2 choices for you. And then also, this might be my new favorite one. This is a bit more involved. So I'll put the code right now on the screen for you. Now this is a 4-piece pattern. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but it's not too difficult once you start making it. So there's 2 end pieces and 2 middle pieces. So start with the left one. Display it on the ground. Then you can do a middle piece. And I really like this. It's like a white wood, but it has some grass accents coming up from it. So then this is the end piece. And that's kind of just a little sample. I mean, you can go way bigger too. And it's cool because it's not completely straight. So you can make it however long you want or how fat you want, depending on where you're putting it. So yeah, I made it bigger than that other one I just did. And I can just put an end piece. And look, it just looks like it's supposed to be there. This pattern is really, really great. And I could put like an end piece here. So yeah, no matter what your area is, it can fit literally any area. It's so versatile. Also, I was playing around with this pattern, and this pattern actually looks good on the beach as well. And I would recommend doing this closer to the shoreline, closer to some grass, just because of those grass accents. But this looks really cool. Let's do a little bit on the sand. So let's start with the middle piece. Like, you can go as big or as little as you want. Let's just do a middle and 2 ends on here. But I just think that this is a high quality pattern. And you can even skip. Like, I can go here. And let's see what I did up there. Just, yeah, an end, a middle, and then another end. And yeah, I mean, you can connect these, you can make these stepping stones. Your creativity is the limit with this pattern because it's so organic. They did a great job making this. So definitely let me know how this worked out for you if you want to use that. Just as a reminder, guys, when you're downloading these patterns, you have to assign them to one of your slots. And you only have, you know, a dedicated amount. So one thing I do want to say is, so for example, if I kind of got bored of this pattern and I downloaded a new one, and I replaced it with that, this pattern that I just put would be replaced with that new pattern. So just keep that in mind because that happened to me today. All right, so there you go, guys. Some more design tips for you. Let me know how they turned out. I'm just going to lay down here on the blanket while you guys look at some really nice comments. I'll see you in the next video.